Hello, I'm Stephen Mason, and this is my podcast or feature film podcast for the movie Event Horizon. I am pressing play right about now. As you can hear me, PlayStation 4. Okay, so now first off, the bit here, this is Mint. The Paramount logo. Forget Transformers from back in the day. This, it's a bit grainy, but watch what it does here. Twist to the side. And that music kicking in. So yeah, it does have a Doctor Who intro at the start here. Okay, Event Horizon goes way back, and like this is my second podcast doing solo. Jack is in Scarborough tonight. We will do Predator 2s very, very soon, along with Predators back to back. Hopefully, me and Jack's going to try and make a night of it. So I'm just trying to do these when I can. This is on for 93 minutes. And look at this, Lawrence Fishburne, Samuel. So yeah, this is one of the last VHSs from back in my school days. It came out the last year I was in school, and it was one of them horror films where it was sci-fi horror, and I've kept that VHS ever since. I thought this film was great. I'm a massive fan of Aliens, as me and Jack talked about in our podcast. And also the hype around this, the same director as Mortal Kombat, but he's also from up here in Newcastle, even though he doesn't sound like it now. But yeah, gotta support your locals. Some good directors come out of the northeast of England, that's for sure. Neil Marshall, Ridley Scott, you know, there's someone in the gene pool. But yeah, so yeah, 90s kind of music, a bit like Mortal Kombat there. I found out today that Hackers is coming out on Blu-ray soon. I think 88 Films is doing that in the UK. So yeah, Paul W. Anderson, or Paul Anderson as he's called in this, basically got the script while doing Mortal Kombat, and it's a very dark film. 2015, the first colony established on the moon. No. 2032. Mining begins on Mars. Still a possibility. 2040, deep space research. Talking about deep space, Dead Space. I love that video game. I love the first one, and then I love the second one when Isaac talked. And then the third one, I was like, right, well, I don't play online, and it was clearly a online player. And like the ending, the climax at end was totally fucked between like the DLC and whatever. But I loved Dead Space because of this film, you know. So straight away, for the sign of the times, I think most of the CGI has aged well. Starts a bit like the Predator in the Thing there. Someone zooming past an orbital, but there is the Event Horizon floating there outside of Saturn, I think it is. The ship itself is designed off a cathedral, very famous one, which I'll kick myself for not realising what it is, or knowing what it is, realising it. It was scanned into a computer, rendered in metal, and basically they made a ship out of it, you know. Which, you know, like, it looks like it works, you know, borrowing the whole, keeping the black hole machine in the back there. But yeah, obviously, we were a fan of Aliens as well. There's a lot going from here. There's Paul Anderson's autobiography flying past the screen. I listened to the commentary last night. This was going to be a fast forward review for the end of season 2. While this goes on, I was going to do it, and I ended up doing a baboonry where I just had this rant. And here we go, the guy floating. I love this imagery there. That is just an amazing imagery, and you just straight away after that techno intro, you don't know what's going to come. And you got Sam Neill here. So first off, you've got Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill. Lawrence Fishburne had been an established actor for a very long time. Did some great movies. You know, he was a rising star. He was good, really good in Just Cause. A couple of years beforehand, he was really good in King of New York. But it was weird as well because he almost plays a different kind of character. He did have a film around the same time that I really like called Fled with Stephen Baldwin. But obviously Matrix really cemented him as, like, you know, established actor. Sam Neill as well had a great start, obviously, in Australia and in New Zealand, and basically it made him, he's in one of the Omens, isn't he? But obviously Jurassic Park. So you had Jurassic Park, you had Sam Neill from Jurassic Park and Lawrence Fishburne. And to be honest with you, the rest of the cast, you've got that Kathleen O'Queen, who was I only recognise her from the Loch Ness. There we go, first jump scare. And it's just the edit, really well, good edit there. Razor blade. And there's a bit here you hear in the commentary where Paul Anderson's on about one of the test screenings in this shot that took so long to make. And it's a complex shot for the late 90s. The lad in front of him at the premiere or one of the screenings actually fell out of his chair, dizzy, as he's telling the story in the commentary, and that person just happened to be Johnny Lee Miller. And I was like, Johnny Lee Miller from Trainspotting and Haggers. Johnny Lee Miller was probably high as a kite. And you know, it is quite a very, I mean, it's an amazing shot. I mean, it's like if the intro put you off, this scene here has got you hooked. So it's space station orbit there. Amazing CGI. Oh, that's really white. Jeez. Okay. So anyway, what set me off on the rant? Event Horizon to me has always been a VHS. It had Floating Head Syndrome with Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, and it was green. They wanted to use the scene where Baby Bear goes into the core for a while. Use that, but obviously over here in Britain we had the green. And then I eventually found the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is really hard to get a hold of, and I found it second hand, and it's blue. And it's cropped a little bit different, but it's blue. And I was like, right, okay, I'm sure the DVD is red, and that set me off on a rant. So I've ended up with the green VHS, the red DVD, which has a different cover, similar to the cover that was just on there with the whole, you know, again with the Gothical thing, with the Christ cross, with the levitating body. That was on the red. I got the Laserdisc as well, which is green, zoomed in, and then obviously I had the Blu-ray, and then my wonderful girlfriend Annie went out and found me the special edition from Germany, which is the front of the ship, and it opens up. So yeah, I had a massive rant. That was about a year ago. I noticed on one of the videos I was doing recently that it was about a year that I'd got this and was meant to do it, and I never got around to doing it, and I started watching it, and I just love this fucking film. So I'm watching this for the third day in a row, so I fell asleep the first night. But yeah, so we're in the Lewis and Clark. He's guy who plays Cooper there. The only other cast, two other casts. You got Isaac. You got Sean Pertwee, who became more famous. He was in Blue Juice. Stole a show in a movie called Dog Soldiers, little northern film if you didn't know what that is, and is now really established in America, being Alfred in Gotham series. The young lad there, he just went off to the side on the left. He was in Bon Jovi Always music video, and I was just like, shut up, man. He's got this big long hair, and obviously he was also in Idle Hands. And then we've got Mr. Isaac there as well. I mean, this scene here is very much like it's the vice versa of Aliens. Rather than when they wake up, this is everyone going to sleep, you know. I've got a cup of coffee here, I will apologise. So yeah, he's a really good actor. There's if you get a hold of the DVD, the Blu-ray, there is an absolutely amazing documentary. And to be honest with you, I think it's on YouTube as well. It's a fantastic making of. It's a shame that not all the cast there, but the Isaac there, I think it's Chris Isaac. He is absolutely brilliant in the documentary for, like, you know, an established actor. But yeah, very much like Aliens in that scene there. And I mean, look at that for nearly, well, coming up to a 20-year-old film. The composites there, it's just amazing. You know, it was always great about the space stuff. Obviously, Star Wars is one of the Bibles, but you got stuff like the original Aliens series and stuff like that in space, and if it's there, it's there. Do you know what I mean? Now, this is a scene that sort of got. Let's just look at the colour of that. It's amazing on Blu-ray. Yeah, so this does have a spiritual. Well, it has two spiritual sequels, to be honest with you. Soldier, starring Kurt Russell, is based in the same universe. It's the film Paul Anderson did after this. Sean Pertwee is in that as well. I don't really like that movie. I've got all respect for Kurt Russell for The Thing. You know, I think in Big Trouble in Little China, he's a great actor. And I mean the respect for him because he made the film on a broken ankle. But nah, I seen it last year. I've got it on DVD. I haven't. It didn't age well. Seen it back in the day, but no. And where was I going with that rant? I started mentioning Kurt Russell. Oh, Pandorum. Pandorum is the unofficial sequel. Oh, it's a spiritual sequel. Same producers, is meant to set in the same universe years later. If you haven't seen Pandorum, it is basically a horror version of Red Dwarf. A guy played by Ben Foster wakes up like that. It's a bit more advanced where he pulls off a second skin, which is really grim. There's another jump scare. Two little jump scares that are not like, you know, they're sort of cheap in a way, but just really well edited, and sound effects, that's really good. Because here you're going for your typical horror one. Well, she's got no eyes, but yeah, I will rant on this one. Sam Neill rocking out his tits, sweaty. Yeah, but the spaceship looks great, the lighting. But here's a jump scare here, how, you know, this mistress. It's like a backstory. You know, again, that totally reminds me of Aliens, the blueness. And there, look at that. I mean, she's got white eyes there, which she was originally meant to have in the reflection. And they changed it. I mean, obviously they didn't take that reflection out because they're about to change it. She's got her eyes shut there. And then... hiya! But yeah, Pandorum, yeah, Ben Foster wakes up. He doesn't, like... He wakes up and his captain wakes up and they're basically locked in, and they were meant to fly to this new utopia to set up a human race. And the captains before the original mission had got space syndrome or something and ejected everybody out into space. So they take this routine. Sleep, get up, do your shift, go back to sleep, wake up on this planet. And when he wakes up, like, basically half of the crew have woke up and evolved over centuries or hundreds of years. And they're all raging cannibals. So it's like, you know, it's like Red Dwarf then into some kind of crazy, like, cannibal holocaust film on a spaceship. But it's a really good film, Pandorum, if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I think I might have just talked over the introduction of Cooper there. Do you want something big and black inside you, or warm and black inside you? Hot and black inside you. You know. You know, like, again, a great comedy. I mean, I get, to be honest with you, he's got a little influence, I think, from Bad Boys. Bad Boys was an amazing 90s film. And he's kind of like a Martin Lawrence, Will Smith character shoved together there. There's a clown. Happy birthday. Again, though, he'd borrowing again a bit from Ripley, you know, when Ripley's suffering in Aliens about her kids, so that's another thing. Borrows a little bit there. But yeah, great. Again, look at this set. Look at the setup. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's... I think there's some great characters in this. You know, I mean, it's one of those films where you know by the end of it there's going to be one or none. You know what I mean? 555. It's in the pipe. It's another Aliens rip. 555. Sam Neill. He's a right creep in this film, like Sam Neill. I mean, that lovable Alan Grant's just fucking gone from Jurassic Park halfway through this film. Yeah, it's a good cast in this, like. I was going to point out as well that Derailed, I watched that on DVD, and I had it one setting higher. I still think it was quite quiet. Hopefully you can sort of hear it in the background, but obviously I'm not going to show you the visual stuff. But yeah, you should own this film if you like your horror sci-fi. But unlike Derailed the other day when I absolutely butchered it, I'm watching this and going, right, oh yeah, I really like this film. And I'm trying to keep up on a schedule. I am trying to get Jack. Well, Jack and me is going to do it. I think Chris Davies is going to join us for a podcast soon. So hi, Chris. Chris was giving us grief the other day saying, I've known you since 2003 and I still haven't been in a video. I said, well, technically you have, but technically he hasn't, so... So yeah, I love films that has a bit of mystery and a bit of myth. It can be treasure exploring, Indiana Jones, that kind of stuff where, you know, there's a myth and the mystery, and I like how it's paid off. And the fact that this spaceship's been missing for centuries, 7 years or something, centuries. And you know, it's turned up and he's the evil creator of it. Good name, Event Horizon, you know. I suppose it's to do with the black hole thing, Event Horizon. I don't know. But yeah, it's really good here as well because rather than go into the full space thing or having a massive 3D or a massive graphs, or you know, especially with Prometheus when the entire fucking room turns into an amazing 3D thing. But obviously in this, he picks up a bit of paper with a woman on, sticks the pen through, and just, you know, describes the space-time continuum in fucking wormholes in just a matter of so simple, just like poof poof, there, done. So. Layman's terms. See, again, like in this kind of movie, you've got to pay a bit of respect to Bill Paxton, how well established Hudson was in Aliens. I think, like, that out of control harshness about it. There we go. Yeah. I love it as well though. They're still smoking on a spaceship. This is the late 90s. You know what I mean? I built it. I remember back though on VHS, this film was a lot darker because of VHS. You know, it's like watching the Turtles back on VHS. You can't see a fucking thing. But yeah, the colour's really, really good. Attention to detail, set design, how they've all got the names on the shutters where they sleep. Even though it looks a really big ship, you know, they sit and eat and sleep in the same bit. It's just like, hang on, really? You know, I don't buy that, but you know, it's a set. You know, spaceships are massive. So you got it. That is a great shot. All the cast in it. Oh, this. See the T-shirt Hurricane this year. Liberate tutte me. Liberate tutte me. Liberate me. Can you play that back again? Because say Sean Pertwee's tattoos don't look real on his arms. Liberate me. Save me. No. It's fucking eerie as fuck. If you've never seen this film before, and you like the greatest spaceship shot. Have you ever seen it before? Like the build-up of latte tutte me, and then the guy ripping someone's head off later on, like fucking blood all over him and that. It's fucking an eerie image to get out your head. But I'm sure this is yeah, this is actually filmed in Britain, on the Pinewood set. Some of it was shot on the James Bond set as well. So you do have the a couple of the Americans in there, and then you've got the British cast as well. When I was on about the comedy last night, Paul Anderson, where's me clouds? Apparently them clouds were missing so early to release as well. Film went through a lot of edits as well. Paul Anderson, you know, Mortal Kombat's a fucking banging film for when it was. Like, if you look at what happened with Street Fighter, and then you look what Mortal Kombat was. Like, Mortal Kombat was a great film. And, you know, if you watch the documentary, he looks like he's learnt a lot because he's a lot more chill back now. But when you see him in the archive footage of the making of, you think, oh yes, okay, big shot Hollywood. But you know, he's quite humble. You know, coming from a small film, you know, called Shopping, which had Jude Law in it. But Resident Evil, you know, seemed to suffer from too much interference. I mean, it's mental to think that Resident Evil's had 6 sequels, and like Paul Anderson has returned to the franchise as well. But he's always been there in the franchise, but he come back to the director's chair. But you know, he's done films like Pompeii and like Three Musketeers, which I haven't seen them too. But I just wish he would do another film like this. But yeah, it was like the time in Hollywood, you know, the rise of the 80s, and then in the 90s, young directors like Richard Stanley were coming along, Christopher Nolan. A lot of directors were like, if they had an idea of CGI, and especially if they were given an opportunity, normally Hollywood was snapping up anyone, even though they hadn't had a film course. It was like crash course. I want to make a film. I've got this vision. Alien vs Predator is another film. So they say, like when Alien vs Predator was first announced, like shots like that you've just seen there, you think this is the same director as Alien vs Predator, and you think, and don't get us wrong. I mean, I think Alien vs Predator came out being a 12. I was like, what the fuck? Even the 15 rated one, I was like, what the fuck? There is some good reveals, especially when the alien creeps down the corridor, but you wouldn't even think in two worlds that this was the same director as that. Again, great model work, going / CGI here. Number 13. Look at Lawrence Fishburne on his floating chair. But again, look at this. Lawrence Fishburne commanding a little ship. What's that like? Matrix, you know? It is now. Yeah, Sean Perry's an amazing actor, like. Yeah, I just remember her being in. I mean, look at them on-screen graphics. You know, they're 20 years old and they look that they could work, you know, simplify it. All the ones now just seem to use green screen screens and and fill it in later on. They're green screen screens. But yeah, I mean, that looks great for the time. But that's one thing, obviously, we look back at Aliens and all that, especially, I mean, when the computer boots up and it's in the reflection of the monitor, you think, it could have went other ways, like. So I'm relying on my own knowledge about this film and talking about this film rather than have IMDb handy, because my phone is actually flat in the other room as they all get ready. I have the Laserdisc in my hand. It's in the 18. It always has been in the 18. Kathleen Quinlan is that woman's name. Lawrence Fishburne's a good actor as well, like. A penis extension going on there. So everyone's smoking even in a fucking airlock. Justin, that's the kid from Always. Always. But yeah, some great camera angles. I mean, even the Sean Pitt, we can just see him off to the left there. The director has used so much in there, in the shot, you know what I mean? Everything just seems to be filled up. Even though that foreign base, we've still got the old good old fashioned radios. Gravity boots. See, some of them bits there floating in there, yeah, maybe it hasn't aged great, but you know, at least they were trying for it. A lot of thing here though with all this liquid, I know the director wanted the whole notion of it raining inside the spaceship, you know, it's like it like visually makes no sense. Well, it doesn't make no sense raining in a spaceship, but he wanted that visually, especially like the wetness it brings, especially with the colour contrast and all that, they went for it. So yeah, I can kind of see like justify it. There you go, floating bottle of water, something really blurry in focus. Setting up the bombs. In emergency, when you go batshit crazy. Medical, you know, the medical bit is just almost like a morgue. There you go. Just as a morgue, just as he's fucking going across the fucking bodies there. But yeah, it's great visuals, great lighting there as well. But it's a very cold morgue, hospital, sick bay. So another cheap scare with the glove that works if you haven't seen it before. Really again with a joke. Again though, you don't really know where this film's going to go if you've never seen it. It's like a ghost ship, you know. And this is what I was on about before, the poster. Some of this imagery coming up with the reactor room. With Justin here, they wanted to use for the poster, but again, you've got to sell the film. You need Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne on there. So yeah, that there, I think that's what they were going for. But I mean, I've been in one of them before. There's one of these rooms in Edinburgh's House of Illusion or Obscuriosity or something like that, just before you get to Edinburgh Castle. And not only have they got a mirror maze, they've got this walkway and the room spins, and it's, if you've never been in it, my god, it's so disorientating. It's just, you think, oh yeah, you just all you're doing is walking ahead, but no, you instantly start to rotate with the room. I remember one of the worst rides I've ever been on at Alton Towers in Britain, and you go in and you wait for ages in this queue, and then you hear this story about this log. Let's see, this is the log, and you're sitting in this room, and you sit like 2 or 3 rows, and then 2 or 3 rows either side, and then you don't really know what's happening. The whole room starts to rotate, and is the log moving? Is the walls moving? Are you moving? And it's almost like 2 things are working, but your brain can't work out. But what your body's thinking is, "Fuck me, I'm gonna be sick." Yeah. So we're getting on the creepiness factor, getting you up on high alert here. Again, aliens. You know, you've got the experienced eye looking over the unaware research team. Oh, you've got the Americans going in and everyone who's not American looking out there. Look at all them CD players. Proper cranking up the tension, like is this the body? Yeah. Another good scare there as well. Fucking looks like Leatherface with a skinhead, that. Jeez. Another big thing back in the 90s, and you know I'm going to say it, Degeneration X, laser lights and all that, especially with smoke. It looks absolutely amazing if it's filmed on camera. And then this here, what an amazing set this is. If this was done now, it would probably be CGI. That would be CGI for a start. But yeah, this is an amazing set and location. Look at that as a reveal, man. See, something really off-putting about that as well, the way it moves, and you think, it should move that. No, it's not going to move that way. Yeah. Even on if you look at the doorway there, that looks like an outline of a coffin. You know, there's a lot of religious stuff in this, you know, hidden in its design and stuff. Rather than go the Geiger way, you know, they've went for something that, you know, probably feels to most people, especially religion, like something like safe and peaceful, but it's not, if you know what I mean. Look how bright! Oh my god, this light is so bright. Sean Pedro is still smoking. So probably the first real CGI that hasn't probably held up that well. Yeah, it definitely hasn't held up that well. Oh, it's gone. Here comes the evil. Some of the particles flashing by, haven't aged too well. It's an amazing effect there as well. It looks like it's definitely Sean Pedro. You should be proud of that. That looks amazing. Real fire. It's a good sign. There we go, getting a bit. Imagine this film, you know, if 3D was still a bigger thing, this is a film that probably could be converted into 3D, like Predator was, you know. Again with it, that's... Lawrence Fishburne has some mint lines in this. He just casually strolling along, looking around like fucking he's freaking the fuck out. Here comes a brilliant effect. Again, if that was CGI, that would probably be CGI now. But here, why is he raining? Yeah, grim body and fake there. Again, great visuals. It's floating in a thunderstorm with clouds. So it must be just in the orbit. It must be floating in space. I mean, look at the structure of that room. It looks like one of them Greek bathhouses. Definitely European. So the music, you know, you had that technical start and all that, but now it's sort of ma ma. A lot of I remember this is probably around the same time as we had Red Planet and Mission to Mars. There's a lot of space films in the 90s, Lost in Space. Um, I mean, with space, you know, the doors for a good story, the door's wide open. You know, for the theories, you know. I mean, to be honest with you, I think how far we're ahead, but then not ahead. You know what I mean? A lot of the films in the 90s were predicting now that we would be, you know, colonized or at least flying there, and you know. So here's a new medical bay. I don't know what's harder on camera. Not to breathe or not to blink. Probably not to blink. You know, you're straining not to look. It's a hard thing. I find that hard. Oh man, I just realised it's Tuesday. Fucking Chinese isn't open tonight for food. There's that plan out the window. Bastard. I believe him. He took the red pill. See, at this point, I think obviously Sam Neill's always had a hidden agenda. I think he's. I don't think he's. I think he's always been a bit crazy, even before he even got there. You know, if he was a full-on research team, he'd probably have more people come with it, come with him. You know what I mean? So he definitely starts to twist without, you know, really being touched by the evilness.
How much time do you need? 17 hours and 48 minutes. What's in the core? Now, these three magnetic rings, when they align, creates an artificial black hole. Throughout the short term, any
Black hole, most destructive force in the universe. And you created one.
Where would you test that? In space. Nevada's just disappeared. I have no idea why. Not researching some at Area 51. No. The film Fled with Stephen Baldwin and Sam Hayek in it, I think. Sam Hayek. It's a great film. It's about two people doing a jailbreak and they're handcuffed together. Some really good stunts and all that. And Lawrence Fishburne. I think it was just before this. Lawrence Fishburne looks very lean in this. He was in good shape for obviously good shape for The Matrix, but you know he's definitely got a lot bigger, especially if you see him in Predators. Still a great actor, like. There we go, look at that shot there. The ring of the eye, and the iris of the eye, and the ring of the black hole. There you go, he's definitely 100% obsessed now. See, you know, this woman's, you know, working for a kid, looking forward to a kid, and you think, you know, is she going to get it? You know, she's vulnerable. She hasn't really done anything wrong, but to show you how sadistic the ship is. I'd say the film still gets us after all this time. 2 nights in a row I've even seen it, and I'm still like, look at that, man. It's fucking creepy little hand, like, wow. Oh. She's going to have it. She's ready for it. Look at that, man. And then the reveal of the kid's legs as well. It's like, okay, where's this film really going? I want to tell you a horrible story. You don't want to be grossed out by that. I must have knelt on something at work, and I had this. It just looked like a normal spot, you know. And I popped it, left it. I was still hurting. Every time I was like, right, squeezed it a bit more. And a couple of weeks went by, and I squeezed. I was like, that's it. Oh no, I'll give it another squeeze. And oh my god, whatever was in there was in deep. It came out with like a bottle of milk. I was just like, ah! Got it cleaned up and checked out, but I was just like, bloody hell. Sorry for the gross out story. It's a short story about me, like, at least I'm not talking about Maltesers. But yeah. You have to YouTube that if you want to know what that is. Baboonry Malteser story. So we get a bit of backstory here with the video. Some more Latin fare. And then some video distortion, and someone's going to work it out. I love the film, is it Rising Sun? You know, I always have a rant about that, especially when they swap the heads of Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery. That isn't like you do. But it had some great, you know, using the camera techniques to reveal the killer, in the mirror and stuff like that. And you know, the idea that you see something, but you know, later on gets paid off. Look at this though, from massive ship and all that. And they ran to that there, like buddy Richard O'Brien did in the Crystal Maze. We're going to this door right here, and like the person running with him knows where he's going, but they don't really know where it's going. So set wise, this is amazing. The green glow, the circuitry boards, but why the size of that room does it have to be a little shaft for? It's coming. The dark. So yeah, it goes all the way down these corridors, and it doesn't really look like much, you know what I mean? He's walking on circuit boards, and look at it, it's like a fucking maze. Just looking for air circuits. That's craziness. I mean, it's all done for film, I think. I mean, I can control my tumble dryer all the way downstairs by my phone. You know what I mean? You know, I think they could fix that with just a button on the screen in the future. Yeah. Looks amazing though. He's got his Batman utility belt on there, so he can fix the problem. And look at this. Ooh. Yeah, this is a great horror film. I would put this in horror. Well, again, it's like horror sci-fi. Peekaboo, I see you. Now his torch is fucked.
Forever.
Yeah, get ready. The film takes a different gear. Practical fire, gotta give it credit straight away. Bit of compository there, Burning Man. Fade to whites.
Unless I can reduce hallucinations, if I just think that Dennis today was not a hallucination.
I felt the heat.
There you go. You must have heard something. You must have seen something.
The sound does sound a little muffled through this television. I didn't notice it last night. It is quite low on the audio. As I said, it's been discontinued for a while now on Blu-ray. It definitely needs a steelbook release. It could be one for Arrow to pick up, to be all honest with you. It's some that could be restored a little bit more, you know what I mean? All the content on the Blu-ray is amazing. But definitely a reissue. There's a lot of films like Existenz has come out last week. You know, that's a film around the same time as well. There's a lot of UK films that want to make an appearance back out on Blu-ray, so yeah, it definitely needs remastering. I don't know what the hell. Sam Neill was just like sort of going for a slap and a fist. DJ the Psychopath. Huh. Fight!
Go back upstairs. Going outside on the Clark and Cooper, you're gonna repair the ship. No mistakes. Mistakes, nobody goes home, understood?
But yeah, overall, great acting. Nice coverage there as well.
Of an indeterminate origin, yes, I know. Don't you have anything useful to tell me?
I've got a theory. I think that there's a connection between readings and hallucinations. They're all part of a defensive reaction, some sort of immune system.
I don't have time to listen to this.
And the audio comedy they were on about how Sam Neill takes a good few takes to get really going, so they would shoot his reverse, the opposite Sam Neill first, you know. Lawrence Fishburne looks like he could just fucking nail it every time, like a robot, you know. He's in a state of mind. She was struggling there a bit. It's a lot of explanation being that I have to put across there. Unlike poor little baby bear there, he's just staring at oblivion. But that's a great shot. The whole like up and down, up and down. He's going to disappear, really. You know, nice swing, and he's gone. And look at that. That is a mint. That's great reflection there. It's like the scene from Deer Hunter Man, when he walks up and across the massive near the start of the film, and the reflections completely mirrored in the lake. It's what a shot that is in the movie. I'll never do a podcast for that. Such a long movie. Boom. But even there, rather than see him banging that, zooming in, or biohazard warning sign, you know, the directors try to put everything in, even underneath it there. With it, I mean, obviously that underneath there looks like Dead Space Isaac's mask, you know. It's great acting. That look at man, she's absolutely spooked off her tits. Look at that man. Take a scene from The Relic. Even there, look at the peculiar angle there of him walking towards it. Well, I get it's an arm bar, but come on, you gotta watch a little bit of wrestling. Leg sweep there, man. Wore an elbow to the face. Shift your body weight. Hip toss. I mean, look how big that set is there, just for that one shot, mainly. The scale and the size of it.
What's going on in there, Stark?
Justin's in the airlock.
Say again.
Justin is in the airlock and he is not wearing a suit.
I'm on it. As you were, Sarah. Get me, you need me on you. I need you right where you are.
Has he reached the override? Can you shut it down? I'll try.
On the field, Stark. Jesse!
So how many films you've seen with the airlock scene and all that, you know, space, it's like there's a fine line between, yeah, crap, dead. The end of the aliens fall with that weird thing getting sucked out of there.
Justin, open the door.
Did you hear it?
Keep it talking. Yes. Yes, I heard it. You know what it is?
It shows you things.
What does? Oh, baby bear. Come on, open the door. I don't think she can talk him down. No.
Fucking turtle, bloody hell.
I'm almost got it. You stay with me, Justin. Come on, now open that door.
You can see the things I've said. You wouldn't try to stop me.
No, that's not you talking. That's you talking. That's it. That's it. Right there. Open the door. Open that button.
He's about to laugh there.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think so.
Captain, Justin just activated the door. It's on a 30-second delay.
Bieber. No.
Stark, get it fucking open! I opened the door.
I can't. The inner door won't open when the outside door's been triggered. It would decompress the entire ship.
Mama, baby. Open the door.
Strobe light effect there. Pretty intense, like.
Can't do that, Justin.
I don't want to die with me.
You're not gonna die. I want you to listen to me very carefully, and I'm gonna get you out of there.
Whoa.
It's starting. My eyes. Don't think about him. Shut him. Just shut him as tight as you can.
5 seconds.
Make yourself into a crouch position. Make yourself into a ball now.
That's CGI, isn't it? Aimed well, aged well there.
Did you hear me? All the air out of your lungs, Justin.
That is grim. That is grim. For the sake of Miller looking like a hero, Justin, maybe, in my opinion, probably should have just died here. And bloody hell, he's not, you know what I mean?
Hey, baby bear.
Visually, like, spear. Imagine if Roman Reigns did that. Spear, but then held him like that for a pin. I do watch wrestling, yeah. I haven't watched wrestling for ages, actually. I don't think I've watched wrestling since I started doing these podcasts. And Samuel's going psycho. Looks like he's getting aroused as well. And at the end of Justin. Still alive there in the background, but
Stark, what's our timeline?
So I think as well, you know, like in typical films, you're watching this, you think, well, you know, Lawrence Fishburne dies, but he doesn't die, doesn't he? You don't think that Cooper's not going to survive. You're trying to think who's going to survive, and Catherine Quinlan, whoever she's called, you know, she survives as well, sort of like a red herring survivor. Something.
I'd like some answers, Doctor. I'd like to know why one of my men tried to commit suicide by throwing himself out an airlock. I'd like to know what caused that noise. Thermal changes in the heart cause the metal to expand rapidly.
It's a big location, that.
This fucking ship. You've given me nothing but bullshit. Said ship's drive is
There's your feedback. Previous bullshit.
Where's it been for the last...
I don't know.
I don't know is not good enough, Doctor. You're supposed to be the fucking expert. I need answers. That's your job.
Yeah, I must have seen this film so many times back on VHS back in the day. Like, cause like, I think I was doing it was renting videos and stuff like that. And if you rented a film, like we did the laps, how you like try to buy it. Because I think people forget, you know, when you used to rent stuff. Now, I mean, now people see it, the trailer, and they want it now. Well, it's a trailer. It's not even out the pictures yet, but they want it now. And you know, it's at the pictures, but I want it now. And like, even when it came out to rent, you have to wait about 6 months, you know, till the manufactured the copies to buy, like sell through, you know, X rentals, you know, they came out, but the price of them, you know, someone put, I think Paul Ray sent me a picture the other day, and I think it was a picture on the video club, and it's Masters of the Universe, and a bolt has just come out the chair I'm sitting on. So if I disappear off set, camera, you know why. But yeah, it was like $79.95. It's per unit to buy, so you can have it in your shop, and you pay your taxes, and that's how you're going to make your money back. If you rent it for £3.50 a night or 2 nights, you know what I mean. You know, if you've got the one copy, you would get it back, you know. And fucking hell, the first Visions of Hell. So yeah, this was like, oh, have you got Event Horizon? I have. You know, I think the sell-through ones used to come out maybe it's a month before they came out on DVD. Funny enough, I think I've got my wallet. Hang on, I will unprofessionally leave the room a minute. Alright, hello, I'm back. I still have my receipt for my cuffs, which is in the box. Cheap pug there to say I met Christian Slater this year, and he signed my cuffs VHS. But Annie gave us this the other day. Shows how much me and Annie are alike. She's got a receipt from Global as well. So it's from 1997. Dragonheart and The Arrival, and they paid X rental $9.99 each. Subtotal $19.98. Thank you. But yeah, description: The Arrival 12, back catalogue. But yeah, they would sell them through, you know. But yeah, only give us that, and just remember there. So you know, they made the money back. But that's why some films didn't ever come out as buy. That's why you can only get them in big box sell through. That's why they're so rare now. Films came out to rent, and if they didn't make the money, they didn't get being a sell through. And then if they didn't get a good, like some films never seen the light of day on VHS, but came out in the early days of DVD, and it's just, there's a lot of weird loopholes when it comes to. I'm talking right over Lawrence Fishburne's like solid performance as well. But yeah, I love VHSs. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. Look at the tears in his eyes, reminiscing. But look at the background as well. You know what I mean? It's that dark green pool. You just want to go and get in that, don't you? Just like maybe a hot tub. It's really a hot tub. Liberate tutte me. Liberate tutte me. And then there's more. I think he says. X and Furious from hell. There's a scene in the documentary and he's sitting at the bar reminiscing about this. It's really good. I don't think Lawrence Fishburne or Sam Neill's in it. If not, it's archival footage. And I think Paul Anderson's just standing by the window. Which you probably find, if you know you're going to do an interview, you're going to make yourself, oh, it probably was comfortable there. But yeah, stand next to the window. See, you know what I mean? Lawrence Fishburne in a way would blow your mind. Lawrence Fishburne could be the same character in Predators. Where did he go? He ended up on that planet. You know, there's a fan theory I'm putting out there right now. I still think that Danny Glover should have been in Predators and being the Lawrence Fishburne character. That would have been genius. Get a good drink of this and spit it everywhere. I did not like her reaction there. Looked at her and then it was just like, right, I'm going to react and not react, and no. And now we've got the sex orgy. Someone ripping his own guts out his throat. Someone getting bent over a table. There we go, there's X and Furious, Tutte Rate, Tutte Me. This is the best bit of the film. Pause. We're leaving, that's the best bit of the film. Like, fuck this. That's just meant. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be funny, but it's funny as fuck. You know, just like, as a captain of the ship, looking at so just like, pause, we're leaving. That was a very quick pan over there. So I give a shout out to Richard Jackson, the teddy bear lover, Oliver Harper and Duncan Casey for their podcasts. I know they have done Event Horizon. I think I've listened to it a while back. Hopefully I'm not treading any ground of what they've said in their companies as well. As I say, I do want to do them more with other people so I can bounce off them and get their input. You know, this bit here, I was laughing my head off at this last night. Blackout in the corridor. But yeah, I'd love to hear back if anyone's listening to this, just wants to drop some comments on their films you like. About, you know, you want to talk about any of the things I've brought up, you know. This bit here, I'm not going anywhere. She won't let you. He's looking evil as fuck. I'm home. He steps back. And he doesn't go anywhere. He just steps out in the shadow, but now because of Blu-ray you can totally see him. Like a VHS, he disappeared. Last night I was like, why is he just standing there? Alright, calling for you. Couple of little cuts in there, flashbacks. kid is back. And again, on the eyes, the iris, the obsession of the black hole. There we go. Again with the coffin thing going through the corridor there. And we've got the almost the death and the aliens there going up the corridors and stuff. She actually sees her own death there, or we see her death. That's almost the shades of Flatliners there, the hooded guy. What? Oh, this bit here, watch. Ow. Ooh. CGI is a little bit poor there, but the impact and just the reveal of her, just a bloody mess there is minging. And the kid laughing as well. The other week I was in my garden and I was cutting the grass or something, and I could hear this kid laughing, and bear in mind Rachel's got 2 kids down this bottom of the street, but that's about it. And I was like, the hell's that? You know, hee. And my grandparents had put a mirror in the garden years back, and it's something I've been meaning to like take down and put in the tip and stuff like that. And yeah, because the wind's going to break it. It fell over once, it's cracked at the bottom, you know. And obviously I was mowing the lawn and I just seen this kid in the reflection of the mirror. I was like, what the fuck? And I turned around and she wasn't anywhere I could see her. And then she was just sitting there, and she just said hee, and then ran off and then jumped over the wall and was gone. I was like, that's just terrifying. I was probably freaking out as well. A bit like closed garden as well. Speaking of mirrors, there's another mirror. And they're, funny enough, telling the story of the reflection of the woman in the mirror. Oh, this is a grim sight, like. The last moments of someone's life before the suicide, it's sort of like you just never know, do you? This is very amazing visual, but the tone that is so dark. Boobies. Grim. I mean, look at the set there, man. That's amazing. There's another weapon that you could probably get on Dead Space. I love Dead Space. I hope Dead Space gets reissued or remastered, even remade. Just so happened to be the bomb An entire massive corridor he's trying to run down there and there's a bomb missing. Just happened to be that one.
Smith, get out of there.
Come again, sir?
One of the explosives is missing from the corridor. Peter might have put it on the clock.
No way. No, sir, no way. I just put it back together, sir.
Get off the clock now, Smith!
That's a massive set, that. That's what Lawrence Fishburne was running away there. He's definitely just running the other way there, like, but you know. It's like Finders Keepers and New Buchanan all over again. Bollocks. That's CGI. It's pretty grim now. So we have the first death of the crew. Should have really put the timing thing on here so I know how long I've been filming for now, but you know, I think we're coming in at the third act of the movie. And Cooper's flying off into space. That must be a terrifying experience. Purge. So he just blew his air tank to get back to the ship. That looks like, you know, he's turning into the rocket fucking tier there. He's got that knife that woman had. It's a popular choice of weapon, that one. Fucking look at him. See, I don't think they should have gone for full CGI. I think just a bloody, like, corpsey, like... Oh, they done... Oof. That is definitely not him. It's definitely a stunt actor. I'm gonna get some operation going on here. Oh, look at the blood infecting that man. There's a lot going on by the time he gets there. And look at that, man. Again, more of the religious thing of it. Guts all over the table, hung up. Look at that, man. So, you know, of the whole film, most of the cast, we've now got potentially 3 of the cast out, even though Cooper's flying in space there. 2 down in less than 5 minutes now. I'm sure they would have more weapons on it rather than hole punch drillers. Like, I'm sure there is a weapon like that. Or is it on Doom? It might be Doom. I recently played Doom as well on the PlayStation 4. But yeah, we're actually rolling the end of the movie coming in here. No, we're not. Second off last bit, really. As we reveal Sam Neill to be sitting in the chair. Like the higher power. What's happened to the other lady? What happened to her? Oh, he just finds her randomly knocked out on the floor. It's like there's a missing scene, isn't it? She'd been out of the film since they discovered the footage. Well, there she is there. Oh, just handy. Always handy. You know, just so you're gonna have it. Then the movie magic stuff. Wake up. I mean, I've never seen them in my entire life, and he's just got them in his pocket. Stealthy as a cat. The gun has gone. It might actually be Bulletstorm I was playing recently with a bloody drill gun. See, that's better than the CGI. Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
I created the stars. She tore a hole in our rooms.
You imagine saying to Sam Neill, right, we're going to cover your eyes up for the entire day. You're going to sit there and do these lines. That would be some strong patience. Saying that, he's probably got a gap, like in the fucking Turtles. Fucking scarred my life when I realised you could see the eyes through Donatello's mouth in the bathroom scene. Oh.
Now she was
He probably can see, there's enough slits in his eyes. He can probably see out that right eye there.
What do you think you're doing, Doc? You want to see what we shoot
That did not look too good. Wire work there. Stuff like that, just fast, blunt noises. Like in most space movies, here comes the airlock breach. That was a pretty good shot there. Oof. Oh, you just feel the fingers and the metal grate. There seems to be like a super overtime. Oh, Sam Neill is gone for now. Even that would have ripped through his hands. That's that you just nah. I'd probably just let go and suffer the fucking pain of that wire. Miller. Leave her. She's only gonna go off and make Loch Ness, or she already has. Have the attention, yeah. I mean, I wonder what the protocol would that be, how long it would take to shut an airlock like that. I can't, I'm not leaving you. Hand out, there we go, it's it. You know, yeah. So, is this the end of the movie? It's gonna think like that. So we've got Lawrence Fishburne, her left, DJ's dead. Cooper, who's about to re-enter this film here. Weapons of choice, massive bolt cutters. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It just falls over, come through. So he had a lot of oxygen left if he blew his tanks to get back. Just like Transformers. Transformers the movie. I love you. Then that to me seems that there's a bit of like, well, maybe still all fuck buddies. Imagine if you set the I think you got to go down and set them all. Imagine setting the first one and it blew up before you got the last one. Shining anyone? Yeah, haunted house. I think, to be honest with you, this film does get there's a lot of inspiration from The Shining, especially look at there. I know the director Anderson had watched The Shining and 2001: Space Odyssey, as well as The Haunting. But yeah, it's definitely The Shining there. That must have knocked. Doink. The spaceship doesn't look spongy in any way, shape or form. I'm trying to think of a spongy. What film have I got stuck in my head where it's all spongy? That's fucking mad effect that. Oh. That was very fast, impactful there. Filming, editing, film talenting. So that's practical fire with CGI fire. Oh, that didn't look too good. Oh, that's Lawrence Fishburne's head imposed on somebody for sure. That isn't, that's Lawrence Fishburne on fire. So that's fucking creepy as fuck. I mean, that.
I told you she looked like me. She loved me. Did you really think you could destroy this ship?
That's just really dark and sinister.
Get those guys.
That's very similar to what was. I don't. It wasn't Sam Neill on the t-shirt I seen at HorrorCon. It was. I think it was. A standard character outline. Maybe it's a little bit of Tudor Arte May on it. Have this fist. The sex orgy. Apparently that. I mean, look at that, man. If you freeze frame some of them images on there, it's fucking mental. Everyone is just fucked. The hell sequence. Have this. The sound effects are amazing. I take some out of Hellraiser. So sinister. Did you see his junk there when he kicked him across the floor? See, if you look at that set, you've got the fire, and you've got it so wet. No. Deal or no deal? And the gateway is opening. I think maybe if they had some contact lenses in, that would have been the icing on the cake with that effect, like. Oh, look at that. Do you see maggots? Minging that. DJ Dead Harper Body. So there goes the corridor. Ooh, that didn't look good at all. So yeah, Spawn's coming out on Blu-ray soon. I probably will have to buy that to see how bad that looked. I mean, I'll try to watch that a couple of years back, and for such a hype movie for the time, the CGI was terrible, especially the devil. I mean, John Leguizamo when that movie's amazing. Is the pervert? It's called the probator or something like that. There we go. Transformers the movie. And there we go. The rest of the ship goes back to hell. So Lawrence Fishburne's gone off to Predators. But we're about to have a bit of a fake ending. See, that's great composite work as well from green screen. I know it derailed the other night when the guy was looking in his reflection and like the blue screen, the reflection was terrible. That was really sweet. And now we get the fake ending, really. 72 days later. Again, it's like the start of Aliens. Whole rescue sequence. And instead of a robot arm coming in, it's just a guy with a big ass torch. Rescue 1. Cool design. They're inspired by Dark Vader by the looks of it. So it's not a total wipe out the cast. 3 of them have survived in this ending. I wonder if there is alternative endings. You know, at least in Aliens, they got lifted up and like that, and then just choked out. Saying if you haven't seen Pandorum. So yeah, fake ending. So again, another fake ending, the door shut. And here comes the techno music. The end. So yeah, that's Event Horizon. Again, definitely a product for the time as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the audio off, because obviously that music will probably get copyrighted off YouTube. Small cast. Small cast in the corner. Yeah. Derailed with all the vans. A lot of this came from Britain as well, down in Pinewood. But yeah, there's a lot of people's names. It's long before we had the end credit sequences as well. I was saying that Masters of the Universe, that had an end credit scene. Skeletor's still alive. Or Ming the Merciless and Flash Gordon. You know, Marvel didn't invent that, but yeah. So I'm glad you're liking these commentaries. Well, I hope you are. Just a shame Jack can't make Predator 2. Just a massive shout out to Games Galaxy as well, because they actually got me Predator 2 on Mega Drive. That's going to start popping up in my videos. Anyone who's listening to my commentaries and watching my videos, going to be out my Beamish video after this, and I just finished Good, the Bad and the What the Fucks Nicolas Cage 1, so this is when this was recorded. Yeah, post-production. Nick Lowe, Ross Adams, John Ireland. The old British names, definitely. Simon Harris, Adam Green. Yeah. No vans yet. London Metropolitan Orchestra. Score performed by, I'm sure Orbital had something to do with the music in here. There's a Van Gem. Ben Link, sorry, it's a font. Celtic Gems. That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to call this out now. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but it was just great to do this podcast for this feature comedy, be the second one, rather than me doing a fast forward review. Because doing fast forward reviews, it's me writing a review going, yeah, you need to see this film. But like a lot of people have seen Event Horizon, so hopefully I'll reach out and catch some of the fans of the movie out there. Again, if you haven't seen, if you like it, give Soldier a chance. I didn't exactly love that film, and Pandorum's pretty good. I just recently got Pandorum on Blu-ray as well, which is another one hard to track down and has fell off the radar a bit. But that, I mean, again, it's like that's got Dennis Quaid, an amazing performance by Ben Foster as well. So see it before someone spoils it for you, like me. I've been Stephen Mason. Hopefully the next time I do a podcast will be with Jack. It's probably not going to be, but hopefully we'll have Jack back soon. Thanks for listening.